Go ahead and get started. So I'm going to call to order the October 9th, 2025 MARTA work session meeting. It is 12:02 p.m. First order of business is we have a new colleague joining us on the MARTA board. So I want to welcome Sarah Galixa. Rhymes with pizza, Galisa. And Sarah is the Vice President of Transportation at Home Depot, where she oversees both domestic and international transportation, encompassing domestic van and flatbed transportation, global trade risk and compliance, transportation sourcing, carrier relations, and daily operations. So she is used to moving people and stuff. Yeah. Recently, Sarah represented the Home Depot and testified before the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure for the U.S. House of Representatives, sharing insights on the trucking industry, physical infrastructure needs, and the skilled trades gap. With 30 years of experience in supply chain, Sarah has spent the last 17 years at the Home Depot, where she's held leadership roles in supply chain strategy, inventory management, distribution operations, and reverse logistics, before assuming transportation responsibilities in 2021. Before the Home Depot, Sarah led the supply chain development group at Office Depot, spent 5 years in business consulting with KPMG, and began her career with an international third-party logistics provider. Sarah holds a bachelor's in economics from the University of Georgia. Go Dogs! In her spare time, she enjoys spending time with family, playing tennis, and socializing with friends in Atlanta. And Sarah is here as a representative from DeKalb County. So welcome, Sarah. And I wanted to thank Jim Durrett, who I thought was going to be here in the audience. So we may pause later just to thank him when he gets here for his long tenure to the MARTA board. But we're happy to have you, Sarah. Now, may I have a motion to approve the September 11th, 2025 work session minutes? And if there's no discussion, everybody vote. All right, and the minutes have passed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a few updates today, as you can tell from my GMCO report bullet points. First item, safe, clean, and reliable service through routine excellence every day. First, on Tuesday, we joined organizations from around the world in recognizing Customer Experience Day. CX Day serves as a reminder of the role each of us plays in delivering exceptional service to our customers. You've heard me say it, and I will continue to emphasize it during my tenure. We are going to provide safe, clean, and reliable transit service through routine excellence every day. This week, we encouraged our staff to wear their MARTA gear on their commute into work or while out of the system, and want to take a moment to thank our riders for choosing MARTA, and two, to express our sincere appreciation to our frontline employees for their dedication to their work and to our customers. Employees also passed out special thank you Breeze cards on Tuesday randomly throughout the system, and those branded Breeze cards were in high demand. I was able to snag a couple. I got a few over to FTA and some other folks before we were all out. Under the ICO and executive management team on the system, along these same lines, I've made it a priority to be on the system daily. I'm inspecting our projects, visiting with staff, interviewing our riders, and using our system to attend external meetings. I've instructed my leadership team to take the same approach. We must experience our product to know how to serve our riders better. Being on the system also facilitates the executive management team keeping their eyes on the progress of a variety of projects as well as the system generally. So please do look for us on the system, and you'll see us on social media. I've encouraged them to all post through the work and team of our Chief of Staff and External Affairs team. It's been a couple years since we've held a town hall to speak directly to our workforce. We're in the middle of a lot of change, including navigating budget constraints, a hiring freeze, and returning to work for 5 days a week. the search for a new CEO, and all this while happening with charging forward with the launch of several large initiatives, which I'll update you all on later, and delivering our riders every day during large events in the metro area. I felt it was time to communicate directly with our workforce about some of the change, our commitment to our work, and our commitment to our workforce. The Chief Administrative Officer Dawkins' team is leading the effort on the Town Hall with the support of the Chief of Staff, as well as the balance of the C team. The Town Hall will be on October 21st in the atrium and will be live streamed to our employees. Additionally, after the Town Hall, we will be going out to all of our garages and maintenance facilities to have mini town halls to speak directly to the workforce that was unable to attend or watch the live stream. Speaking of town halls, on Tuesday I participated in Atlanta News First Future of Transit Town Hall with Courtney English and folks from community groups around the Beltline. It was an excellent town hall, very well attended down at the Central Atlanta Library. It was about an hour and a half, and I think it went pretty well. We had a couple of board members, thank you for your support, and a lot of staff came out to support as well, so I appreciate it very much, beyond the external affairs group. Speaking of external groups, I'd like to take a moment to talk about our advisory group and give you all an update there. This past Monday, we had our third advisory group meeting. The first meeting was introductory. The second focused on public safety with Chief Crayer. This past Monday, we discussed World Cup readiness with DGM Allen. This coming Monday, Chief Parker will lead us through a discussion on communications, and then we will tee up a discussion on operations with Chief Lopes. The advisory group members have asked great questions, made recommendations, validated many of our efforts, and more importantly, they continue to show up as partners and support MARTA every day, and have facilitated introductions and meetings since day one. New board members, welcome again. On orientation and field orientation, Chair Ide, I know we've added the new board members. We're planning on having a new board member on onboarding and field orientation for new and existing board members. Everybody is welcome. Those longer in the tooth may not see the need, but the ones that are new or new-ish that may want to join or join for specific aspects of field orientation, please come out. The staff loves seeing you. We're waiting for these two appointments and other pending appointments before scheduling and doing the onboarding. I'm going to work with you as well as Tyreen and Chief Parker to get these scheduled, ideally in November. Worst case scenario, early December before the teeth of the holidays. But welcome, you all are joining MARTA at a transformative period in our history, and it's extremely, extremely exciting. Now into our monthly significant initiatives update. I've committed to giving the board regular updates on our significant near-term initiatives. We're going to start with Summerhill Rapid A Line. 13 of 14 platforms and bus pads are under construction. Major work is being completed on Hank Aaron Drive and at Ormond Street, Haygood, and Carver stations. Utility relocations and adjustments continue along Hank Aaron Drive, including the relocation of Georgia Power distribution poles and roadway lighting. Next month, roadway widening and paving on Hank Aaron Drive is expected to begin. I also want to take a moment to thank our capital programs team, as well as the City of Atlanta, for coming up with a creative solution which saved money on this project and, more importantly, saved time.
I wanted to ask you about that, because I think the last time we talked about it in detail, we were facing the underground utilities and significant costs associated with that. And so were there some additional costs but not as much, or sort of how did that all play out?
We went to through the normal channels from MARTA and got approved internally here with the board, as well as with the Program Governance Committee, a $30 million change for a variety of items, the majority of which were for underground utilities, which were shallow. They were not as deep as what anybody thought, as well as a variety of things underground that nobody was aware of. We were able to come up with a new milling and paving program, which allowed us to pave over without impacting a lot of those utilities. That saves a lot of money. I don't have hard numbers now, We are doing the work, so it's not going to be zero, but it's not going to be 30 million either, because also portions of that were beyond just this milling work. So you're actually absolutely right. We're also begin the bid process for operators to begin training in preparation for our full system activation next month. We are still targeting our full opening for revenue service in April of 2026. And if you're wondering, yes, we're communicating with the community regularly about this project. Our outreach teams have presented to NPUM, organized neighborhoods of Summerhill, South Atlanta Civic League, and the Atlanta Downtown Neighborhood Association. The team also conducts monthly station presentations to educate the community and pushes out ongoing social media posts, email updates, and monthly newsletter updates. I'm going to move now into our 5 Points Transformation Project. The current phase of the transformation project includes deconstruction and removal of the concrete canopy. Beginning on Monday, the Peachtree Center Station entrance and the Federal Tunnel for employees will be closed. However, customers will still be able to use the Forsyth Street entrance to access the station during demolition, with elevator access to remain open. Future phases of the transformation include building a new canopy, improving the centralized bus hub, and pedestrian connection to Broad Street, and incorporating community spaces and public art. During the transformation, rail customers will not experience negative impacts. The station will be open. They will be impacted by construction, but the station will remain open. The work for the station will not be completed by World Cup. However, accommodations are being made to ensure street level remains open to the station, welcoming the visitors, and we're working now on livery or to have the construction barricades be showpiece ready for the World Cup. And our team is working on with a lot of the venues downtown and the downtown associations, as well as the city, so that we all agree on what that looks like.
So it's like wrapped, kind of?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. It's not going to be your standard construction fence or plywood painted black. That's kind of the way it is now. But we're working on what everybody agrees to, as well as making sure we don't run awry of any FIFA IP issues. Speaking of FIFA, World Cup readiness. We continue to be in full preparation mode for the World Cup. The match draw will be held on December 5th of this year. There's a draw party that myself and DGM Allen will be attending. More importantly, on December 7th, MARTA will know the teams and times of the first 5 matches we will support. Until then, we don't know the specific teams visiting, obviously, start times, or the number of anticipated spectators. All of this information, when we get it, will inform our staffing needs. But we're already starting the planning, expecting the worst case scenario. So we're not remaining static. However, we continue to pair our preparations for it regarding transit ambassador, peak period post, enhanced safety, police and EMT personnel at stations, and all of those individuals will service key stations on a tiered approach depending on where the station is, what it's servicing. Additionally, MPD is training 65 of our officers for mobile field force training in preparation for World Cup. This training will prepare us to respond to civil unrest should it occur during World Cup or other events. So we're excited about that, and that's already ongoing. MARTA is also part of a joint host city transit agency funding request to Congress. As part of the request, MARTA is submitted a request for $11 million in funding to support FIFA World Cup for operating and security expenses. That is still pending in Washington. Beginning in December of 2025, we'll be bringing detailed monthly World Cup update presentations to the board. So beginning with our December board meeting, and then every single month thereafter until World Cup is completed. I'd like to shift to our next-gen bus network. I previously shared that we're aligning the launch of the next-gen bus network with the launch of Better Breeze and the Summerhill Rapid A line in April of next year to minimize excessive rolling disruptions to our riders over several months. This gives us the runway we need to execute an effective public engagement plan and minimize the repeated disruption to our riders. It also allows us to utilize much of the same resources to educate the public on service changes for all 3 projects. Our SEC district station, currently known as Dome or CNN, that renaming, we are still on target for the signage upgrades at the newly named station by December 2025. As reported before, we will have some permanent signage mixed in with temporary signage that we can quickly install in preparation for the World Cup. There are several major projects happening at SEC District Station. Our new smart restroom is complete. Roof repairs will be completed soon, within the next few weeks. We're working through updating digital and hard copy maps, signage, and train audio announcements regarding the station renaming. And we are meeting with major venues around the station this week and next week. And we are very optimistic that we're going to have a solution that minimizes impacts to the business communities and our patrons. Short version, we're working on a plan that will allow us to keep that station open. Better Breeze. We're on track for our installation of the first set of fare gates at Lindbergh Station, and depending on what entrance you left out of on Lindbergh when you came here, you may have walked past the construction barricade. You can now go down and see the work has begun, and please look for an invitation for our groundbreaking on October 27th. Once installed, we will conduct rigorous testing. We've actually begun work installation at Doraville this week, and East Point Station will follow that. The Planning and Capital Programs Committee is getting a detailed briefing on Better Breeze later this month. Our installations will continue through the spring when we celebrate the full launch of the system in April, and ongoing installations will occur for our rolling stock so that we don't impact our patrons. We can't pull all of our rolling stock off the road in order to install everything over a several-week period. New rail cars. I realize I've reached the last bullet, but although not listed, the second new train is here. Hopefully you've all seen the posts and all the work that our external affairs team is doing to push that information out. We will begin dynamic testing of the rail cars under their own power in early November, which is a huge milestone. And in terms of economic impact, here in the metro region, Atlanta and MARTA are having an economic impact across the country. Stadler, our rail car manufacturer, is completing a multi-million-dollar manufacturing plant expansion in Utah to ensure that they have the capacity to meet our delivery schedule. And as you know, Chair, Atlanta is going to be the first rail cars that are manufactured in this new expanded facility, and we are extremely excited about that. Finally, you'll all find in your packet an updated communications amplification toolkit, which we are committed to giving updates every month so that you don't have to search for that information and maybe have to avoid making one call to Chief Parker to find information. We want to be proactive. Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Hunt? That was very informative. All right. Thank you for all of that update. Oh, wait, there is a question. All right, yeah, Jacob.
Just one question on I think I've heard this before, but I can't remember. Well, first off, thank you. Great update. There's a lot going on, and I really appreciate these. Just the rider experience as AFC 2.0 rolls out. Can you maybe walk through, like, you know, if I come in through Lindbergh and I use, or I come in through another station, I want to leave through the new fare gates at Lindbergh with old medium. Can I use old medium on new fare gates? Can I use new medium on old fare gates? Just how's that rider experience kind of flow?
Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead, DGML. I see. Good.
Good morning, everyone. And we will have a presentation on this transition on October 23rd, so you'll get more detail. But no, right now you will use, we'll continue to have as many exits or entry points using the current system until we get to the April timeframe, at which point, because we're going to start to, we're going to turn on the new system in April, and then there will be a period of time, maybe 30 days, where individuals will be able to use both. But for now, no, everyone will be, that comes in will be using the current system to enter. When we put up a new, the new fare gates, we will that area will remain closed off until we get to a point. Maybe at that station, we come back a second time and have put in the gates on the. Let's say there's a station with 2 entry points. We have to come in. We put in, replace the first set of gates, close that off, so everybody's coming in on one entrance. When we come back the second time around to put in the second set of gates, then we will have the first set of gates open for a period of time until we switch over everything, and then you can use the new medium, the new fare medium on the new system. But we're coming on October 23rd with the full presentation on how we're going to roll that out in the transition period.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All right. Thank you so much, and I'm super excited to hear that October 23rd because I think being able to walk up and pay with your phone is just going to blow people's minds that you can do that, and it's, I think, going to get a lot of younger riders on the system. Mr. Pritchett, do we have anything for executive session?
2 items. We have one real estate and one personnel.
Okay. This will be a vote by hand. May I have a motion and a second to go into executive session? All right. I don't know if you caught who. All right. Raise your hand. All right. That passes. So I don't know who stays and who goes, but Mr. Pritchett, you can tell people. It is 1:31, so we are going to get started. I'm going to call to order the October 9th, 2025 MARTA Board of Directors meeting. Mr. Pritchett, did we receive any public comments via email or voicemail?
0 voicemail, one email.
Okay, so it will be made part of the record of this meeting. We're going to move forward to our in-person public comment. So the public will not be allowed to yield or donate time to other speakers. The public comment portion of the meeting will not exceed 45 minutes. If the 45-minute time limit is reached before public comments are completed, public comments will be suspended and the board meeting will commence. Public comments will resume at the end of the meeting. We have 3 speakers today, and I am going to first call up Jim Durrett, who is a former board member who we wanted to thank him for his service earlier at the work session. So I'm glad you're here with us at the board meeting, and we would like to thank Mr. Durrett for his 100 years of service to MARTA.
Thank you.
I'm teasing. I don't know how long it was, but it was half of his lifetime. So we were sad to see Mr. Durrett go, but he is moving on to bigger and better things. At the DeKalb Development Authority, Decide DeKalb, so I'm sure we will all stay in touch and keep on doing great things for the region. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I knew it would happen. Toward the end of my mother's life, she would remind us of how fortunate we were. And I was very fortunate 15 years ago that Burl Ellis asked me if I would serve on the MARTA board. It's, hit the pause button. It has exceeded any expectations that I had in terms of how much joy I would have being part of something really important, and how I believe effective I have been as a member. And I want you to know that I'm not going away. I intend to be out here for as many committee meetings and board meetings as I can, because I am your biggest cheerleader. I believe the current situation, you've got the right people in place. I think in Jonathan and Stephen and Rhonda, you've got people that are going to be trusted and who are going to represent the organization fabulously. So I congratulate all of you for making all of these decisions. Going forward, looking forward, it's going to be incredibly important that MARTA earns the trust of everybody that they're serving, the people of the region, local elected officials, the businesses who choose to come here and hopefully will stay here. And when you find your final candidates for CEO and general manager, that's what you should be focusing on. Who is best positioned to earn that trust? And I know you're going to do a great job, and I'm hoping for you, and I'll be there to support you. That's really all I wanted to say. I love you guys, and I'm there for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, and we will be able to find you by your tie. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Mr. Anthony Thompson.
Well, hello, board. How are we doing today? My situation happened last Friday. I had to go down to the housing authority, so I catch bus number 3. All right, I got down there, okay, got to the 5 Point station, and you have to go to the Forsyth Street side to catch the bus. That was okay. And it took all kind of those, I guess because of all the construction and stuff that's going on in the area. Well, I got down there okay. Went and did what I had to do at the housing authority, and you have to walk that block from Jesse Hill Junior Drive in Auburn over to John Wesley Dobbs Avenue. And that's where the housing authority said. Okay, then you come back out of there and you walk back over to Jesse Hill Junior Drive and Auburn Avenue. And I stood there on the corner. I didn't see a bus stop there, and that concerned me because I was like, well, I don't know if the bus still comes here or not. So I seen the bus that I rode from the 5 Point station going the other way, not going to Hamilton Homes, but when you go into the housing authority, another bus came like that. Okay, then after that, I kept standing down, like, okay, well, when is this bus gonna come? So another bus comes. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Something is not right here. I said, because number one, I asked the lady who got a business right down in that corner where I was standing. I said, did they move the bus stop from here? And she said, to be honest with you, I don't know. And I'm like, wow. I said, these people down here are something else. I said, because you can't get any help. Nobody knows anything. And it looked like to me, I ran into a lot of tourists that day that was just touring the area, walking around, And so I had nobody to ask. So I finally called MARTA. And I got customer service. And the lady asked me, she said, okay, you said you're at you came from John Wesley Dobbs, but you're at Auburn Avenue and Jesse Hill Junior Drive. I said, yeah. I said, because right across the street is where I got off the bus to get here. I said, so normally when you ride MARTA, if you get off the bus on one side of the street, you catch the bus on the opposite side of the street going back up to 5 Points. And it had been that way for years. Well, guess what? That didn't happen Friday. Okay? So when I called MARTA, she said, do you see the John Lewis Memorial? I said, yes, I do. I'm looking dead at it. And she said, okay, walk up one more block to Edgewood. I said, okay. I said, will I get a bus there? And she said, yeah, you'll get a bus there. Okay, I walked up there, took my time because I'm handicapped. And I said, I'm going to get up here. And I got up there, I didn't see a bus stop. I said, now wait a minute. That lady told me I was going to be able to get a bus right here. I said, okay, I'm going to wait and see. And I waited and waited. Finally, I seen the bus. And I got up from where I was and went back to over there where I was standing where I thought she was going to stop. Nope. She saw me, I was waving my cane out. She saw me and kept going. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm lost here, and I don't know what to do now because she kept going.
Mr. Bernard, can I thank you so much for coming to tell us this, because we really are trying to make sure as we're doing construction downtown that the rider experience is working, and it sounds like there's some additional work we need to do. Mr. Bernard, will you wave your hand back there? If you want to talk to Mr. Bernard about where to find this next time, and I'm sorry for your experience, but he can help you explain where it is. But I do thank you for everybody here on the board for coming to tell us, because we don't know when things aren't working well until we hear from our riders. And so it sounds like
that's why I want it to be here.
It sounds like we need some additional signage and different things down there, but Mr. Bernard can, in the blue shirt, can tell you where to find it next time, and he will get some more information from you so we can make sure nobody else has this confusion. So appreciate you coming. All right, our next speaker is Jody Williams.
Hello, I'm Jody Williams, and I'm a member of Concerned Black Clergy. And some of the main complaints is the 114, how late the bus is all the time. And at Hamilton and Columbia Drive, there's no bench, but you can also wait an hour or so because most of the time the bus going to Avondale is not on time. And they would like a bus and also, a bench there. And also to cross the street, Columbia Drive right in that area is very, very busy. There's also the Goodwill Career Center there and a plasma place and also the Kroger at Belvedere Plaza. And they would like a light there so that they can cross because the red lights are so far down the street. And they would also like you all to clean up the areas where the trash cans are. Sometimes there's no bags in those trash cans. One other situation is downtown Decatur. There's a lot of seniors. They would like to go to the post office, and you have no bus. In the past, there was a number 2 bus to go to that post office. Those are some of the major complaints of the seniors in that area. And in that immediate area, there's about 7 senior centers or more, and they would like to get to the post office. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we have taken note of this, and then we will talk to our colleagues in DeKalb County and the city of Decatur, also because we have to coordinate on things like crosswalks and mid-block crossings. But thank you for bringing these issues to our attention. All right, that is it for our in-person public comment. Moving on to the approval of our minutes, may I have a motion to approve the September 11th, 2025 board meeting minutes? I don't know, my system's not coming up yet. Okay. Are people seeing the? Okay. If there's no discussion, please vote. All right, the minutes have been approved. We're going to move into our board committee reports now, starting with the business management report from Mr. Pond.
Madam Chair, the Business Management Committee met on Thursday, September the 25th, 2025, and approved the following resolutions. Resolution A, authorizing renewal of the authority's cyber liability insurance coverage for policy period October 1, 2025 to 26. Resolution B, authorizing the award of a contract for cybersecurity information and event management software, IFB B50676. Resolution C, authorizing the modification of the existing 2021B commercial paper program. And Resolution D, authorizing a modification and contractual authorization for Palo Alto Firewalls RFPP P5020, utilizing the federal GSA contract. I request approval of these resolutions.
Thank you, Mr. Pond. If I can get a second, and everybody please vote. All right, those items have been approved.
The committee also received the following briefing, FY25 year-end financial highlights. Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Pond. And before we move to the next committee, we need a new vice chair for this committee since Mr. Durrett has left us. So I have asked Mr. Frierson if for the remainder of 2025 he would serve as the vice chair of this committee and as the treasurer for the MARTA board. And Mr. Hunt, we need a vote on that, or what's our procedure? or Mr.,
I'm
yes,
gonna
yes,
yield that
my
to-
lawyer,
to
yes.
Mr. Bridges. Old habits die hard.
Okay. I just looked at the lawyer closest to me. So, yeah. So we need we should take a vote on it. So I will make that motion that I am going to appoint Mr. Frierson as treasurer and as the vice chair of business management. It looks like Mr. Pond is, I hope he is seconding, not objecting. And may we all do a hand vote on that. And thank you, Mr. Frierson, for your willingness to serve. All right, we're going to move next to planning and capital programs.
All right, thank you. Madam Chair, the Planning and Capital Programs Committee met on Thursday, September 25th, 2025, and approved the following resolutions. A, resolution authorizing the award of a contract for traction power substation replacement, Wave 1, IFB B 5052. B, resolution authorizing the award of a contract for construction services for job order contracting JOC 3.0 program, RFPP 50289. And C, resolution authorizing the approval of the fiscal year 2026 bus, rail, and mobility service standards. I request approval of these resolutions.
All right, can we get a second? And if there's no discussion, please vote. Those items have passed.
Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you. And then our final report is operations and safety from Ms. Hardage.
Madam Chair, the Operations and Safety Committee met on Thursday, September 25th, 2025, and received the following briefings. FSO bus transformation. B, station management update. C, bus collision, safety event reporting, and performance targets. This concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hardage. That concludes the committee reports. I am going to ask Mr. Frierson if he can give just a readout report from several board members who were at the latest APTA conference, and just if he can share with the board and the public what we were doing there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam Chair. Appreciate it. So we, as board members, had a chance to attend the Boston APTA Transformation Conference, September 14th through the 27th, through the 17th. Chair Jennifer Ives was in attendance, Segar Jones, Frieda Hardwood was there, Ms. Elizabeth Harris was there, Segar Jones was there, and I believe, was Alpine, was you there? Al was not there, okay, so I believe I got everybody. But yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity for us as board members to hear the national conversation about transit, and also some great things that's happening in public space. And we're giving briefings on a lot of different topics, and I always find that when I come away from these conferences, I'm able to take some of this information to plant seeds here at MARTA and in our jurisdictions. So even with what we see as some challenges that's facing some of the transit systems, and even what we see that happens there in Washington and some of the decisions that are being made, transit is still resilient. And these projects are going forward, and those transit systems are continually to plant the seeds for a better day. They're not stopping doing what is necessary to expand their transit, to build their transit, to expand their transit. Okay, even in the midst of what they see right now, because what we see is that things do change. Okay, and so I just wanted to share that with you. But it was a wonderful conference. We had a great time. Boston is a wonderful city. I worked. My wife, she enjoyed it. But it was good to be there, and I want to thank the other board members for sharing with me their experience, and also we had a good time. We really did learn some things, so it was a great conference.
Yeah, it was a nice time, and then we also had Deputy General Manager Allen with us.
Yes.
We had Paul Lopes with us. There were several other MARTA leadership members there, so it was good to spend time together, and people were definitely interested in the broader audience there that MARTA might have a job opening. So we had several people who asked about that as well. Ms. Jones.
I actually did not attend, but thanks for acknowledging my presence. Spirit, yes, I was. Yes, I was. Just under other matters, there were some concerned citizens from the Southwest Atlanta neighborhood regarding the BRT flyover for that Hamilton Road project, and they are asking to be re-engaged engaged about that and have forwarded an email, and so I just wanted to raise that to your attention because they have been trying to engage for a while. Yeah.
Mr. Pritchett, I believe we have one item to vote on out of executive session. Is that right?
Yes, we
Okay.
do. We do. I have some preliminary stuff to read before you vote.
Okay.
To properly identify everything. Whereas Stano Charleston LLC owns a .58 acre parcel adjacent to the MARTA Bankhead Station, whereas MARTA owns Tract 2, a 1.1 acre carve-out from parcel D5020 adjacent to the Perry Yards Maintenance Facility. Be it resolved to authorize the General Manager, CEO, or his delegate to execute settlement documents between MARTA and Stono Charleston LLC for the exchange of MARTA parcel D5020 to Stono Charleston LLC for its .58 acre property adjacent to Bankhead Station.
Thank you. And for people who don't speak lawyer speak, what this is a land swap that's going to allow us to expand the platform at the Bankhead Station, and it's going to be great because people will be able to get on either side of Hollowell and not have to cross as a pedestrian, and a developer owns some land and MARTA owns some land, and it's an even swap. So I will make a motion to approve. Second for Mr. Loke. Everybody raise your hands in favor. If there's no further discussion, all right, you got that? That item passes. Anything else from you, Mr. Pritchett?
Nothing else.
Okay. Anything else from the board? No. All right, we are going to adjourn. We do have a search committee meeting scheduled in 7 minutes at 2 p.m. So search committee members, please stay. Other board members, if you would like to stay, you are welcome to stay, but we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back at 2 o'clock for that. Need a motion to adjourn before we all get up. Mr. Loke, Miss Bolton Harris, everybody in favor? Thank you. We are adjourned.